Arielle here, and we are back with another website creation video. I did do another video on an easier way to create a simple website, so I'll have that up in the cards. This way that I'm going to show you guys today is a bit more advanced, but I think still doable if you have, at least some knowledge of HTML, or if you just want to learn and experiment. We're not going to be writing any code from scratch, so please do not worry about that. And let's go ahead and get into the video. So the way that I created this website is by searching the internet for a template that looked like what I wanted. This seems to be more so a good idea for websites where you only want to have one page. If you want to have multiple pages, it became a little bit more complicated to find templates. I could find templates, but I had to pay for them, and I did not want to pay for a template. But I was able to find a lot of free single page website templates. So that is what we are using in this video. If you want to do a multi-page website, then yes, you could purchase a template, or you could go the route of using Blogger or something else, which is what I showed in my last video. So the template that I downloaded is this one. So this is the resume template, because pretty much what I was creating was just a digital resume. I am not going to show that because I don't want all my personal information out here like that, but I will show you pretty much the process that I went through to follow it, to create it, I'm sorry. So basically here he has his picture, he has some sections, he has his name, he has his address, which mine does not have my address. I took that out. We have email, we have some stuff, we have links to LinkedIn, GitHub, Twitter, Facebook, pretty good stuff. If we click on these links, we go to experience, we go to skills, he has nice little checklists and everything like that. Pretty good template, right? So in order to find a template, you pretty much just Google template for whatever you want. Since I was creating a digital resume, I searched for free resume template. I think I actually searched for free Bootstrap resume template, mainly because I was already kind of familiar with Bootstrap from school. I didn't set up any of this type of stuff when I was in school, but I did hear people talking about Bootstrap. The girl in my team who did our front end stuff, she did use Bootstrap templates for our projects that we used in school. And I know that there are certain features that are pretty much built into Bootstrap that may not be available in other templates. So for example, how here we have this nav bar, but if I resize this screen, it automatically collapses that bar to show, a small little section. So that's really convenient. You don't have to worry about doing those things yourself. So we can see that that's already built into this template, which is nice. So I go here, this is just the preview. I'm going to close this, and there's a free download option. So I already downloaded this. So if I open Finder, I've already downloaded it and I've already put it in this folder. So I have this folder here that it created, which says Start Bootstrap Resume GH Pages. And here I have a bunch of folders. I have some assets, I have images, okay, and then there's CSS, which I have a styles.css, then I have this index.html, and I have JS, which is JavaScript. So let's go ahead and just open this index.html. And this looks exactly like what I saw on the web. So it looks like this is our main file, which is the case. This is the main file. So the index.html is the file that is going to be pointed to by whatever you use to host your website. I use GitHub for mine, so I'll share how I did that later. So that's the main thing that you do. And then anything else is basically just referenced by the index.html. So I'm going to go back to my Finder. So we said, okay, well now how do we edit this, right? So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to use an IDE. We are not going to edit this manually, and I will show you guys why we are not going to do that later. So I'm going to click on open. Okay, so documents, I have it under social media, I have it under YouTube, I have it under February tech here. Okay, so we open the project. Okay, so now we have it open. So let's expand this so we can see all the files. So let's open this index.html. So one thing that you probably should know if you're going to be doing this type of stuff is that CSS is usually what's used to control styles like colors and things like that. So we're like, okay, we'll worry about that later. So we're like, okay, we have all our information. We need to fill in our information. So the way that I do this is literally I say, okay, well, his name is Clarence. So I'm just going to copy Clarence. I'm going to come here and I'm going to search for Clarence. And I find where his name is. So I'm just going to change this. Oops. I'm going to select this. And I'm going to change this to be my name, Tiffany Arielle. Okay, so let's see. Is Clarence anywhere else? I see Clarence here. So I'm going to change this to Tiffany. I change this to Arielle. And now this is red. So this is one reason why I like to use an IDE, because it has certain built-in features. See a lot of this color coding over here, which I'm not going to go over that. But yeah, so this is convenient. So now there's no more Clarence. So let's save this, right? Let's come here. Let's refresh. Okay, we see the name is updated. So that's good. Okay, he has this address. So let's find where his address was. Oh, it's literally right here. So I do not want an address. So I'm just going to delete this here. I actually don't want a phone number either. So I'm going to delete this whole line. And we are going to change, you know, the email address. So I'm going to put my email, tiffany@tiffanyarielle.com. And this is going to be the same thing. tiffanyarielle.com. Okay, let's save this. Let's come here. Let's refresh. Okay, cool. So we got rid of that. We have our email, and now we have some other stuff. So now we have the words. I don't know what I want to type here, but here the words are here, right? So I don't want to do this. I'm just going to, first I'm going to reformat this because this looks a mess. We're going to put this on other lines. And then I'm just going to write some, oops, that didn't work. Some description for sample website. Okay, now we see all these links here. We see LinkedIn, we see GitHub, we see Twitter, blah, blah. Okay, maybe we want to use some. So let's see. I have a Facebook business page. So let's go ahead and open that. All right, so this is my Facebook business page, right? So I have this link here. So I'm going to copy this, and I can come here, and he already has a Facebook. So all I have to do is where it says href, then just paste the link here, and it already has Facebook. So now what if I want to add Instagram? Okay, let's see. How can we add Instagram? So let's go to Instagram.com. Let's go to my profile. And this is my Instagram link. So we'll copy that. And then we'll come here, and he doesn't have any Instagram, but we don't need LinkedIn. So let's see. Maybe this will work. Let's try and just see if we type Instagram here and just put the link here. Let's see if this will work. Let's save this. Let's come here. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, so we see the Instagram symbol came, so that's good. I guess it did work. Now, if you want to be more thorough, what we would actually do is you can see these say fab, FA, blah, blah, blah. So I would probably like take this one and I'd copy this, and then I can come here and I Google, right? And Google shows me this font awesome. It shows me Facebook F icon. So I'm like, okay, well, what else is here? So I could type like Facebook into here, and it's telling me there's a Facebook F, there's Facebook Square, Facebook Messenger. So you see they have all these options, right? So we wanted Instagram. So there's also Instagram. So this is the one we used, but maybe we want to use Instagram Square. So we could do that too. So we could come here and we could type like Square, and we could save this, and we can come here and we can search, and now we see the square, which not really what I wanted, but anyway. So let's see if these links work. So we click on Instagram. Oh, look, it actually did go to my Instagram. Okay, so that's good. Let's try Facebook. Okay, it actually went to Facebook. Okay, so that's good. So it looks like our links are working. So now let's go to the next section. So we have experiment experience. You know, I think here, yeah, we see the same experience, blah, blah, blah. So we could follow the same process. I'm not really going to worry about this too much, but we could follow the same process where you can see he has like senior web developer. He has like his company here. He has like a description. So all we would have to do is just kind of edit the text to say what we want it to say, and that's all. So this is pretty straightforward. So let's do something more interesting. So what can we do? Maybe we say, oh, you know what? I don't want to put awards on here, so I'm going to delete awards. I want to delete it. I want to delete awards. So I searched for awards and I found the section awards. Okay, so where does this go? So this is one reason why I want to use the IDE, because you see I've clicked on this section and now when I scroll down, it's highlighting the end of that section for me. If I was doing this in a regular text editor, I would have to like actually search this myself. So I'm just gonna come here and I'm gonna highlight that entire area and I'm just gonna delete it. Gone. Okay, it's saying there's nothing else. Let's see. But I feel like there should be, I don't know. Let's see. Let's refresh. Okay, awards. Okay, so I deleted this, but this is still here. So I don't know what that's about. I think it's looking for case sensitive. So that's a capital award. So let's try this. Here we go. We found it. So this is the other part. So we need to delete this too, so that way it'll delete it from the nav bar, because you can see that this says nav link, nav item. This is our nav bar. So we're deleting it from everywhere. So we search for awards everywhere, we save. We come here, we refresh. Okay, awards are gone and awards are gone. Cool. So now we said, okay, but what if I want to add a section, right? I want another section. I want to make, I don't know, a volunteer section. So volunteer probably sounds like experience, right? So we said, okay, let's try and find experience. Okay, we found experience. So let's copy this whole experience section. And let's make a volunteer section. So let's say we want to put it at the bottom. So we'll come down to the bottom. And where does the interest? Okay, so this is interest. Okay, so here. So now this is volunteer. So we're just going to change this comment. And you see this is red, right? So it's telling you red because it's telling me I have a duplicate ID reference. So this is why, another reason why we want to use IDE. So we change this to volunteer. We change this also to volunteer with capitals. And, you know, I'm not going to fill in all this stuff because, you know, it's the same type of thing. We can just change it. So let's just delete some of this to clean it up a bit. And I don't know, let's say I volunteered at, I don't know, some nonprofit. No. Oh, actually, let's say I was an algebra tutor. Algebra tutor at, you know, some non-profit, and then I could say I this is really long. Okay, so I can say I tutored middle school kids in algebra. If I can type algebra 1, let's just say, right? I save. Now, did I get everywhere that there was experience? Okay, we had experience here too. Okay, so we need to fix our nav bar. So let's copy this, and we wanted to put this at the bottom, right? So we should probably put this also at the bottom. And we made this volunteer like this, and then this was volunteer like this. Okay, so I think that's it. So now let's see where else we have. I think we already did this. Okay, cool. So we got all the areas where there was experience. So we copied everything. So now let's refresh. Okay, we see our volunteer section. We click it and it goes to our volunteer section. So that's good. So that's pretty easy. So we were able to edit a section, we were able to add a section, and we were able to remove a section. So now we're like, okay, well, what else can we do, right? I could reorder them, same type of situation. I just need to cut and move up in the list. I probably want to change this picture, most likely. So let me find a picture. So where is the picture? Image. Let's see if we can find the picture. Let's see if we search for image. Okay, I see image X icon. I don't think that's what I want. Let's go next. I don't see anything else. Okay, let's try picture. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try profile. Okay, we have image profile. Is this what I want? Yeah, okay, so now we see source, assets, image, profile.jpg. So what's here? So we have a folder assets, we have image, and we do have a profile JPG, and this looks like the same picture. So cool, this is what we need to edit. So now let me find a picture. We'll just pick this one, right? So let's copy this into here. So we'll copy this picture. Okay, so we're gonna copy, so I found the folder, we're gonna copy, paste it into here. So now we have tiff1.jpg. So I think we have a couple of options. So here it's pointing to profile.jpg. So I could either change this to be tiff1.jpg. So let's save this, let's see if this works, refresh. And yes, we see our picture. Now, if you want it to be like the right type of cropping, there are tricks you can play with, like telling it to resize or auto crop and stuff like that. But honestly, to tell you the truth, the easiest thing to do if you're not familiar with HTML or CSS is to just manually crop the picture until it looks like how you want it to look like. That's the easiest thing to do. You can even use PowerPoint to like crop an image into a circle so that it's already in the circle and you can save it like that. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend doing that. So we changed the picture. Okay, now what else do we need to do? The only other thing I can really think of that I might want to do is maybe change, like, you know, the appearance. So I don't like this orange color, so I definitely want to change that. What else do I want to change? Let's say I want to change, you know, these icons. These are check marks. I don't want to use check marks. I want to use something else. So let's see. We're in the skills section. Let's do this first. So let's search for skills. And okay, that doesn't look like where the icons are. This is in the navbar section. So here we have list inline item dev icons. See, check. This looks like what it is. So it says fast FA check. Okay, so what if we want to use a star? So let's go back to this website. We were already here. Let's type star. And, you know, let's use this one. It just says star. Okay. FAS. Okay, so it's FAS star. Okay, so let's go back. So this is already FAS. So I think let's just change this to star. Let's just check one just to see if it's working or not. Refresh. Okay, cool. We got the star. Okay, so let's change the rest of them because why not? And let's save, let's refresh. Okay, we got stars. Okay, so now we said we want to change the colors. Now, as I was telling you before, the CSS is the main thing that's going to control like colors and fonts and things like that. So we probably need to go to the CSS. So we're gonna open this styles.css. Now, this is one reason why I like this. You can see how it's showing me all these color previews here. Now, I look at this and I'm like, well, this looks like this main color of this website. So I think this is the color that I want to change. So we have this, so let's copy this, right? So let's go to the internet and let's paste it into here. It should give me like a bigger one. And yeah, this is definitely the same color. Okay, so I don't want to use this color. So let's say I want to use like purple or something. So let me find a good color. Like this. This is a good color. I like this color. So we have AA, whatever. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this from here. Then I'm gonna go back here. And literally what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a Control F. And I'm going to replace this everywhere. Oh yeah, replace. Okay, so I wanna replace this with this. So let me go up to the top. So this is orange, so I don't really wanna change that one. But they have a purple, so I could use this one. I could use this one instead. I'll just use their purple instead of the one. Nah, I'll use the one I found. Okay, so we come here. So I don't want to change that one because this one is defined as orange. But here this says primary, so I am going to change that. I'm going to replace. I could do a replace all, but the reason why I'm not is because I don't want to change it in that place where we were labeling it orange. So everywhere else, I'm just replacing it with this new color that I found. And you can see it's like updating the colors in the preview. So we replace. I'm just clicking replace again and again until it's done. Okay, now it says it's not found. Okay, so let's save this. Let's see if this worked. Refresh. Hey, we did it. Okay, we got the purple, we got the lighter purple, we got the purple. Okay, so this is really all we had to do. And this also updated to purple as well, because this one is pretty straightforward because there's really only like one color. But if you had more colors that you wanted to change, you could, you know, kind of identify like which colors are which and just replace them with what you want. If I say wanted my email to be a different color, or if, you know, then I would have to figure out which specific things I just replaced goes to what, and then change those specific things. But if you just want a general theme like this, then, you know, just do one color like that. And I think that is pretty much all that I wanted to share here. Okay, so there actually is a couple more things that I wanted to share. So number one, I wanted to talk about the license. So let's go back here. So here it mentions license and it says MIT license. So anytime you have a template, you want to make sure that you read the license. So this MIT license is saying permission is hereby granted free of charge to any person obtaining a copy of this software and associated documentation files to deal in the software without restriction, blah, 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 including without limitation, the rights to use, copy, modify, merge, publish, distribute, sublicense, and or sell copies of software. So basically they're saying without restriction. So pretty much what that means is you can do whatever you want. Now you want to make sure that you check the license, because there may be some licenses where you can only use them for educational use or something like that. So if you're creating a website for a business, you want to make sure that the template that you found is like acceptable to use for that purpose. So you always want to check that. So wherever you download your template from, they should have a license section. If they don't have a license section, then I would wonder if it's a reputable site, and I would proceed with caution is what I will say. The other thing that I did want to mention is how to get this on the internet. So like I said, I'm not going to show you guys mine because I don't want you to see all my personal information, but there is this link. So I use mine on GitHub, and he's giving the step-by-step for how to host the website on GitHub. So he's saying create an account, download GitHub for Mac or GitHub for Windows. Now you actually don't need to do this. You can also go to github.com. You can do all of this on the website itself. But yeah, he's giving some more instructions. Create a new repository, name it your username, blah, blah, blah. Move your website's files into the folder that they created when you made the repository. Note your homepage HTML file must be called index.html. So that's what we have here. If we look at our folder, we have index.html, and it's saying that it must exist in the top level directory. So for example, if I had a folder, so GitHub would have made me, let's just pretend that my GitHub is like Tiffany Arielle, .github.io, right? So what they're saying is that I cannot copy this whole folder into here, because inside here directly, I need to basically just have these files. So the index.html should be inside here. This start, Bootstrap, whatever, should not be inside here. That's what they're saying in terms of the top level directory. What else does he say? Back in the GitHub application, you should see your files, blah, blah. Then it's telling you how to use a custom domain name, which is very helpful. And that's pretty much it. So again, this will be in the description box, and that is all I wanted to share today. So if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your friends. And I'll see you next time. Bye.